PIL. What is PIL? Public interest litigation. What does it mean? Public interest litigation refers to litigations filed on issues of public importance by any individual, citizen, social organization, or non-governmental organization. In short, you can call it NGO. On behalf of all people, the court thinks over the question raised and gives its decision. So for example, you are the member of society, and if you think the judgment are not given in a proper way, or you had not satisfied with the judgment, so you can file a PIL against that case, and you will get the information from the respective department or the respective judiciary system. Next, we have the High Court. As we all know, at the top level we have the Supreme Court, and below that we had the High Court. So every state had a High Court. Every state had a separate High Court. That there are few states, those who are sharing the High Court with the other state. Like for example, in Mumbai we have the High Court for the Maharashtra. At the same time, the Goa doesn't have the High Court. They shares with the Maharashtra. That's the same Mumbai. So in this way, we have a 28 states in our nation, but there are only 24 high courts. There are 4 states, those who share their high courts with the other states. The Indian Constitution confers the Parliament with the power to establish a High Court in each constituent state in the Union. Currently, there are 24 High Courts in India. There is a Chief Justice along with other judges in the High Court. So in the High Court, we have a Chief Justice in the High Court, and then other judges. All judges of the High Court are appointed by the President. Like Supreme Court, the judges of the High Court also appointed by the President. Okay, like we had information given here. The Bombay High Court's jurisdiction means the judicial territory, the judicial control, covers the states of Maharashtra and Goa, and the union territories of Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Diu and Daman. Find out 2 other such examples. So it is a kind of activity for you all to find out the other states who have the common high courts. Okay, so let's take your own search. Functions of High Court. What are the functions of High Court? To supervise and maintain control over the lower courts in its jurisdiction. Like we know jurisdiction, the judiciary control or the judiciary territory. So in the same way, the High Court needs to supervise and maintain control over the lower courts in the jurisdiction. Authority to give orders to protect fundamental rights. They have the authority, they have the power to give the orders to protect the fundamental rights. The governor seeks the advice of the High Court, like while appointing judges in the district court. Like if you remember, in Supreme Court, the discussion happens between the Supreme Court and the President. So in the same way, the discussion between the governor and the judges of the High Court happens for the appointment of the judges in the district court. Okay, so the role which played by the President in Supreme Court, the same role played by the governor in the High Court. Okay, now below the High Court we have a district and the lower courts. These are court at the district and tehsil, or you can say taluka level. So like local courts or the session courts. These are courts at the district and tehsil level. The people generally go to these courts. Every district court has one district judge. So every district court has a one district judge, those who control over the jurisdiction of the district court, because they have the separate power as regarding to the High Court or the Supreme Court. The branches of law in India. If we talk about the branches, then we have a level of the branches. Like there's a criminal cases, right? And there are some kind of family cases. So family cases are not considered under the criminal cases, right? Criminal cases are those who are the some kinds of serious crimes. There are 2 main branches of law. First is civil law, and second the criminal law. When we say the criminal law, it is a high serious cases, and when we say the civil law, it's a common law or a common kind of issues between the common people. Like we are the common people, we are termed as civilians. So what is civil law? This law deals with conflict which affect or interfere with the rights of a person. It's like when we are not getting any kind of justice in the society, then we can approach to the civil courts. For example, conflicts regarding land and property, it is not any kind of crime. If there is any land disputes or any land issues between the family or between the person, that is called the civil law. Rent agreement, divorce, etc. As we know, between the families or between the couple, divorce happens, so it is not a kind of crime. After filing a petition in the relevant court, what if filing a petition means approaching the court, filing a case in the relevant court, the said court gives the decision, and depend upon the issue the court gives the decision. Next we have a criminal law. What is criminal law? Serious crimes are dealt under the criminal law, like any serious kind of crime that comes under the criminal law. For example, theft, robbery, dowry, murder. So these are the criminal or the offensive crimes. In these cases, the first step is to file a FIR. What does the FIR stands for? First investigation report. So if any such crimes happen, then before approaching the court, we need to approach to the respective police department and they will file a FIR. What does the FIR stands? First investigation report. The police investigates the matter, and then a petition is filed in the court, and basis on the scenario or the case, the police registered the case. The police investigates the matter and then a petition is filed in the court. If the charges are proved, the charges that are given by the people or the victim, if they are proved, there are provision for severe punishment, and depend upon the crime, depend upon the charges, the decisions or the punishment will be decided or given. The Indian judiciary system has made a significant contribution in development of the country. If you say in the last few years, there are so much importance or development done in our nation with respects to the Indian judiciary system. Common people have a lot of respect and trust in the judicial system. Yes, it's very much true. Common people trust on the judicial system. The judiciary in India has protected individual freedom, the federal system and the constitution of India. So the judiciary in India has protected individual freedom, the federal system and the constitution of our nation. Courts have played an important role in strengthening the democracy in India, and in the same way courts also play a very important role to strengthen our democracy, to make our democracy strong. Right? Understood the role of judicial system or the judiciary in our nation? So let's take a look of the exercise. First, laws are made by legislature. Remember, legislature makes the law, executive implements the law, and judiciary system gives the justice. Next, the Chief Justice of Supreme Court is appointed by Prime Minister or Governor. No, it's by President. President appoints the judges of Supreme Courts and High Courts. Okay. Next, explain the concept of judicial review and public interest litigation. Both answer we can find on the page number 81. We have a separate paragraph for the judicial review on the top, and at the bottom we have a public interest litigation. So you can write the whole paragraph for this answer. Okay, understood judicial review and the public interest litigation. Next we have write a short notes on civil and criminal law. On the same page we have the information about the civil law and the criminal law at the end of page number 81, where we have seen there are two different branches depend upon the case and the scenario. Okay, civil law and criminal law. Next is the judicial activism. You will find the judicial activism on the page number 80. On the right hand side we have a complete paragraph for the judicial activism. Okay, so you should write your answer step by step and try to write your answer in points, because it will give you good representation, and on the basis of that you will get the almost complete marks. If you write not in a proper systematic way, so there are chances of the deduction of marks. Next we have answer in brief. Why are laws necessary in society? Why law is necessary in society? Because we the people don't have a common view, common scenario, common thoughts. So when there are any kind of intolerance or any kind of issues, so we need to take the help of law to get justice in the society. That's why law is very much important. Enumerate the functions of the Supreme Court. You need to list the function of Supreme Court. You will find on the page number 80 there are 4 different functions given of the Supreme Court. Next, what are the provisions? Provision in the arrangement changes that preserve the independence of the judiciary. In how the sense the judiciary's independence. So you will get the page on the answer on the page number 80 on the left hand side. There are different arrangements or the provisions done so that the justice can be done without any kind of fear or any kind of partiality. So we have different points mentioned on the page number 80. So clear. So you also make the functions list of the High Court. Both enumerate the functions of Supreme Court and High Court, and please go through it and revise it. It's a very important topic and we should know our judicial system, and we all should give equal opportunity or the treatment to the other member of the society. Next, we have the complete the following table. It is showing the organization of the judiciary. So how the organization happens, though we have the Supreme Court, High Court and District Court. Supreme Court, High Court and District Court. Who handles the Supreme Court? Chief Justice. Who handles the High Court? Chief Justice. And who handles the District Court? District Judge. So quite easy and interesting chapter. Please go through the entire chapter, read it twice. Any doubt, any confusion, mark it and let us know so that we can solve your queries and problems. So please take a look on each and every point and revise it or learn it at least twice. So thank you everyone. Thank you so much.